Alright guys, let's talk to Avin. Let's see what he has to say. You're really worried about her, aren't you? What? Oh, Juno? Worry doesn't begin to describe it. If she doesn't find us here, something has happened to her. Are you sure you saw are you sure what you saw was real? Could have been a dream, or I don't know. You're pretty exhausted. I don't know, to be honest. To be sure, I'm not sure anymore. Everything is a blur. Don't tell the others I said that. I have to hope it wasn't just a dream. What is it like to be a mender? Being a mender, I guess never really thought about it like that. Just part of me. They knew very young that I would join the order. Born into it, you could say. My mother and father both menders. The guild is for lots of people now. Builders, healers. Do they all pull lightning out of the sky? No. No, that's not normal. It's one of the reasons I know Juno. She's one of the council. She helps me control things like this, so we don't end up scaring people. How exactly does weaving work anyway? Well, the hardest part is usually seeing the threads. Everything is part of the tapestry. It's made of threads woven together. If you can see the threads, you can manipulate them. I don't know how to explain it really. It's like trying to play hard with invisible strings. Look at my staff, for example. Some menders carve intricate patterns into the wood to help them remember the shapes of, like I said, hard to explain. Why is Bellower still following us? I saw Gretham as it burned. Eowyn gets a far away look in his eyes. The Sundar blew through it like a tempest. The Varl fell in the thousands. Most of the Sundar left the city and headed south. Who knows where they are now? They might be destroying every town they come to, or heading towards Aberrang. Bellower stayed in Grofheim just for the sport of it, I think. As we fled to Einarthoth, I thought he must want to wipe the Varl off the map completely. But then he came after us. Maybe you knew Ivor was the one who killed Reyes. Maybe, but let's just make sure he doesn't catch up. Do you think this is the end times? I don't know what to think. I wish I could give you a better answer. Even if we escaped the dredge, that serpent said that darkness was covering the world. I don't know how long that will take, or what it means even. I'm just trying to solve one problem at a time. The Menders are in Aberrang. If we can find ships and make it to the capital, we might have a chance. I won't take any more time. No, it's okay, Rook. I appreciate the talk. It's good to stay grounded. I spent all day worrying about serpents or Sundar. I think a lot of people are intimidated or scared maybe of me. Don't worry, it's nothing new. I'm used to it. Maybe sometime we can talk about things that don't include the world ending. Alrighty. There's another one. Here. This is Nid. Nid the Archer. I don't know if we ever spoken. I'm Nid. You're a Rook. I know. Well, everyone knows me. I mean, kind of leading the caravan here. We're actually been traveling together for a long time. Isn't it strange how you can be so close to people and not know them? Every day I pass people I swear I've never seen before. I wanted to thank you for letting me join you. Have you always been such a good shot? Honestly, I never ever tried before Otlaf made me. I spent my whole life making clothes, cleaning. All that's good, but I don't think it was all her doing. It feels right. I just look where I wanted to go. Anyway, I feel better. The caravan, the people worrying all day and making problems, something that they really stew into their misery. Sometimes they really stew into their misery. I'm glad I can do something helpful. Where are you from? I don't think you're from Skogger. I know most of the people there. No, I had a house in Frostfallr, but we were driven out when the dredge started to show up. My husband died trying to protect our home. My sons and I were thrown out into the fields. I'm sorry. Keel's men killed my husband. When we left, I was angry. Why was I the one who had to leave their home? How do I deserve this? We look away momentarily, not sure what to say. But I've let it go. I have 3 sons and I don't want them to grow up with hatred in their hearts. That's why I wanted to thank you. You're welcome. I should be going. Don't think anything of it. We all have our own problems to deal with. Let me know if you need me to put an arrow in something. She returns to her tent where her boys are waiting for her. I need a lot of enemies to have arrows be put in them, but I'm not gonna take you with me. Markets, heroes. Let's go with heroes for a sec. Armor rail's kind of shit, but oh well. Krumar's back. He was doing the distraction raid, if you will. Okay. Oh, that one. That's it for now. I think we're just gonna leave then. Let's leave. We're still not in Boersgard, so... Rook, wait please, Avon bags. She said she'd be here. We need her. You can tell her she's terrified of leaving, as though he'd be giving up on Juno. Sure, she'll catch up with us. Avon looks out across the lake with a 1,000-mile stare. He says nothing. We got problems, says Ivor. The whole place is flooded. We could try to walk the muddy parts, but it'll be slow going. We could try to float the caravan over the lake, but we might tip or get stuck. Or we could just go around the whole thing, but no idea how long that will take. What do you think? Pay some locals to help. The locals become a lot more helpful when you swallow your pride and start offering food for help crossing the river. They give you a small fishing boat to borrow and show you the area with the best chance of making it across. You hope your locks hold out as you launch from the shore. Despite what you suspect, because of your vigilance, the locals from Seegerholm don't try anything underhanded, as they take you in their small boats to the other side of the lake over several trips. You leave them with a generous amount of food, and they row back to their town. You hope it's worth it to buy some space from Bellower, who will have to drag his army through the mud on foot. Okay, we lost a few supplies. Morale is, well, I was gonna say normal, but now it's weak again. That's okay, just gotta keep pushing. I don't think we're too far away from Boersgard anymore. We're already at 92 days. Up ahead, a scout shouts, some giant hall, but it's empty. You approach the structure, but recognize none of the markings. The walls seem unsteady at best. Finally, sleeping beneath a roof, you overhear several families begin unpacking. You overhear several families begin unpacking. It was abandoned for a reason. Leave it. Keep everyone back until you're certain it's safe. Several volunteers search the building with weapons drawn, just as they're announcing an all-clear. Varl leans against the support, which gives away, and a third of the structure crumbles. Luckily no one is injured, but you leave the crumbling building behind. Yeah, doesn't look too good, to be honest. 8 supplies, morale declined, we got shit morale now. 5 days of supplies. I'm okay with having low morale, I just hope we don't lose units because of low supplies. Probably should have bought some. A well-tended farm with plenty of livestock draws the attention. Upon your arrival, the farmers and his workers stand defensively within plain sight, crude weapons at the ready. They crossed arms and make their thoughts clear without a word. Leave the farmers and their animals alone. What's his is his, you say to the caravan. No sense fighting those trying to protect themselves. Grumbling bounces around through the clansmen, but the caravan is once again moving. Keep it moving, guys. -8 supplies. Okay, there's a little town here. Definitely want to stock up here for a sec. The villagers here are completely oblivious to the destruction that's coming. All you've seen is some dark figures far off, they tell you. Aside from a few young families, they're reluctant to pick the things up and join you. Alright, good enough. Let's get some. Okay, I want to stay at 35 for now, maybe. 12 days of supplies, that's definitely worth it. Any interesting items? 1 arm, 2 wheel per kill. Okay. Keep moving, guys. Don't stop. $12 days of supplies now again, so we have 24 days to reach it to Boersgard, which is not a lot anymore, so ahead you find what appears to be a good number of peasants surrounded by brigands. One of the armed men looks over the shoulder and says, "Gods be damned, this is all I need. Listen, don't interfere, any of the supply wagons is yours." While remaining silent, the peasants plead to you with their eyes. Back away from these people or die. The man turns completely towards you, shaking his head. Had a feeling you'd be that type. It's all he says before the brigands rush you. Okay, so just to be safe, removing her, because we're doing the trophy where she cannot kill any single human. So imagine if I make that mistake by accident. Alright. Outlive seems a bit out of place there, so. Got this guy, can I kill him? Nope. Should be able to damage him properly though. He was running off, he's like, Mama, help me. Got a backbiter. Alright, yeah, let me take a swing at this guy. Good night. Ivor's ready for promotion. That's nice. Got Ganulf. I want to do a swing with Ganulf. Good night. There's only one left. Okay. We'll get the kill. Can Rook make it from that distance? Yes, he can. Good night. That was an easy battle. Well, again, we're playing on easy, so victory. Probably like 8 renown only. Not even. Probably only like 5. Oh, skip that. Oh well. Keep moving, guys. With the brigands either fallen or fled, the peasants left behind. Thank you for your profusely. It is true what he said, one tells you. We took the food and left. May the gods have mercy on me and let them die. They hesitantly join your caravan. Got some supplies, got some clansmen. That's a godstone. Is that Bjorolf? A mother screams flood the caravan. Her daughter lays dead in the tent. We all know who did this. She spits, staring directly at the woman she scuffled with previously. Investigate the death. The healer joins you in inspecting the young girl corpse. An old infection, says the healer. No puncture, no choking, no poison. She died of a disease. You report the news to the caravan. The mother admits that she'd always known her daughter was ill, and everyone moves on. Got 23 days left. So yeah, for this trophy you really need to force your march. I know we're not too far away from it anymore, but if you wait too long, you will end up having spent too many days. I like the art of the stones as well. The opposing godstone of Bjorolf approaches. His severe vision makes it feel like he's watching you even now. The caravan spread it out, happy to be free of a confronting forest and open fields. Hogan pushed it to the side to show you some red berries growing on an ash tree that looks like it was chopped down long ago. These shouldn't be growing here, he says, excitedly. I haven't seen these in a long time. He and Mogan busily go about collecting berries. In fact, in honor of Bjorolf, some of the caravan cracked kegs of meat and wine before anyone could stop them. To the only goddamn mother that shout, everyone drinks and you're glad the merriment has swept over the caravan. Get everybody ready to travel again. Sorry guys, gotta keep moving. You openly mocked for suggesting that everyone get ready to walk some more. Still, it's not long before they had their fun and you're back on the road. The caravan seems in a great mood despite everything that has happened. No time to waste. Lost some few supplies again. I think that city there is Bjorolf. Ah, no. Yeah. A flurry of snowfall seems to come out of nowhere and quickly thickens. If you're unable to see the man in front of you, you shout it in complete halt, but the screaming wind drowns out the sound. A day passes before the blizzard abates and the clansmen start to reappear from the snowdrifts. Move on, say a blessing for the lost. As the caravan prepares to move, a woman shouts, "No, they're out there. If you won't look, I will." She heads off and goes in the snow. Others join her, but the vast majority gather and move on. Okay, lost some clansmen there. I don't need a clansman.
Is more of a smattering of farmhouses than a proper town. Though judging by stray dredge stalking through empty fields, it is barely even that anymore.
We're at 100 days now. 20 days left. Reykjavik comes and goes as a long series of farmhouses, abandoned and crawling with dredge. The farmer have probably already fled to Boersgard. You try to hurry past, but are eventually spotted. Dredge started ambling in your direction. What is that? Pointed out Oddlev. Near one of the longhouses in the distance, a large person, clothes seemed covered in blood, is cursing loudly and stumbling about. He staggers into the longhouse laughing. The dredge heading in your direction turned back, roaring, and began to pound on the longhouse door. You seem to be holding a grudge against this particular person. You doubt the door will hold long. Leave quick, but your luck holds. We don't need him at the moment, and this playthrough is kind of messed up anyway. So in the hard playthrough, I will probably be setting it up for the part 2 of this game. Whoever that was just bought us an escape, you tell the caravan. He survived this long, he knows what he's doing. Let's not waste it. You pick up the pace until the longhouse is long behind you. Keep marching, guys. Only got 20 days left. $19 days left. We're about to reach our destination, luckily. 8 days left. A boy has gone missing from the caravan, along with a good number of supplies. The boy's younger brother begins to sob. Some men in the woods said we had to give them food or they'd kill us, and don't tell nobody. My brother went over there, he points. Sent the younger brother and ambushed them on the next trade. That evening, the younger brother sets out with a bag of supplies, suddenly surrounded by fighters. Within an hour, the surround of skirmish rings out. Soon both boys return along with cheerful fighters laden with supplies. Nice. Keep marching. We're not going up the hill, we're going underneath it. As you're nodding off to sleep, shouts of fire pull you back to attention. Flames quickly consume a supply wagon and a few tents. A woman cries out, "My boy!" and points to the burning tent closest to the outlying varl. Two of the giants are motionless, staring at the spreading fire with terror in their eyes. Make an effort to save the rest of the supplies. You and another man douse the wagon with a water barrel, squelching the flames and saving most of the food. As the fire dies out, you find a woman sobbing at the side of her dead son. You glance toward the ashamed varl before saying, "Without these supplies, many more would have died." What in the depths was that about? You mutter to yourself. Something about the fire. Olive tells you, "I've heard of this before. They don't like it. Doesn't change what happened," you think to yourself. Yeah, they're terrified of fire. There it is, Boersgard.
Steep cliffs, the sprawl of Boersgard comes into view. A city of contrasting rich and poor, opportunity and gamble. Our best hope for salvation, or our graves.
We got 16 days left. We really forced them to march. Skipped every possible thing we could. Finally arrive in Boersgard, where the walls stretch for miles in both directions and are lit up with the bodies of Dredge, varl and man. "Excuse the mess," shouts a voice from above the gates. Looking up, you spy a striking varl, his face wreathed with matted black hair. Movement at the gate catches your eye. Dredge are still banging on the gate doors. "Without luck, let us in," you shout. "Show me something worth keeping," he shouts, gesturing towards the Dredge. "You've got to be kidding me," mutters Oddlev as she knocks an arrow. When they open the gate, there's going to be one more corpse. Are we fighting? What? I'm not sure what we're fighting, actually. Promote. Let's go with the attack. Not sure we're fighting them or the Dredge. Some Dredge. There's actually a guy behind us. That's a bit weird. Alright, let's go. Start with Rook. Don't even need to add any special for him. Just gonna make some bombs. Igil is pretty decent. Ivor. Massive armor break here. Okay, this first dredge is down, the stone guard. Who's next? Krumer? Can I kill him? Nope. Not yet. Okay, how about can we move a little bit? And we shoot an arrow so he's not going to go anywhere. He's gonna attack a Gil. Jeez. That guy. Break his armor. Thought he would go for Igil. There we go, Igil's ready for promotion. And he just stepped across around my arrow. And I think Rook is down? Nope, not yet. He's basically incapacitated now. Can I make Ganolf go towards the other sword dredge? Nope. Out of range. I can kill the summoner though. The Rook is down. Or not. Outlive is down. Trying to see if I can upgrade Krumer. Break his armor. He deflected. How much damage am I doing? 15, that's nice. I'll let Krumer kill him. Alright, perfect. And ready for promotion, awesome. So we lost Outlive. Gil's ready for promotion. So is Krumer. Both of them I'm going to use in the final battle. 10 renown. The Menders finally noticed what was going on, huh? Then we either be saved or completely screwed. I'm Rook, we've come a long ways. Some as far as Kroger. Are you in charge here? In charge of the governor, I suppose. Listen, I have something to tell him. Say it now, otherwise you're on your own. I don't care where you go, but stirring up trouble is probably one of the reasons you'll see me again. I won't be to talk. Mander, come along, we're going to see the governor. Boersgard leaves with Eyvind, who goes willingly, signaling that he's fine. Fine. This is just like Frostfaller all over again. This is nothing like Frostfaller. The one in the bearskin is probably leading the ravens. Ravens? Is that good or bad? Depends who they're working for. Hopefully it really is the governor and not someone trying to strong-arm their way into this seat. I guess we wait for Eyvind to tell us if he comes back. Not worried about Eyvind, I'm worried about the army of refugees we brought who don't belong here. You're probably right, nobody ever uttered a nice thing about Boersgard, so what now? We have to go to the docks to see what our options are, in case we need to leave quickly. Did you notice the city guards when we came in? What guards? I have a feeling the ravens are all they got left. Something serious went down, and when Bellower gets here, he's going to walk right through this place without even breaking his stride. Let's keep that to ourselves for now. So the docks. Do I get a trophy now? There we go, forced march, trophy earned. Well, we're kind of in a very shitty morale. Kind of like to boost that. We still got some supplies. Supplies here are kind of crap. Let me wait with buying supplies because I know we'll lose some units, which is fine. So our rations become cheaper as well. Alright. We're now in Boersgard, so I guess we go to the docks, or... Where's my heroes, actually? This one. I was able to upgrade 2 units. Gil. Bit of armor. Actually, yeah, like that. And then Krumer. There we go, perfect. Let's go to the docks then. When you get to the docks, your heart sinks. Not a long ship to be seen, aside from wrecks. Bodies float in the water, buildings are trashed and boarded up. What happened here, murmurs Alette. They're all gone, says Avent, approaching alone. I see you had the same thought as me. Avent, you're okay? I'm fine, it wasn't a lie. The governor's here. He's in hiding. Why? Since the Dredge started appearing, anyone with a ship and half a wit left long ago. People can't leave by foot. Food is scarce. The market are bare. Boersgard is a fire keg waiting for someone to tip it over. So the governor's paying the ravens to protect him against his own people and keep the peace, so to speak. It's more like a massacre anytime there's a hint of an uprising. Where does that leave us? I promised him the Banner's protection in Everang. I don't think he's very popular here. They're going to start tearing this place down to build new ships. We can ride the Ormsa River all the way over to the capital, leaving another perfectly good city behind. How long will it take to build new ships? Hold on, what happened to the people living in Boersgard? It's the best I could do, lad. You thought it could take as long as a month. You don't usually make ships out of scrap lumber. As soon as people figure out what's going on, there's going to be riots in the streets. A month? Why bother? Bellower will be here within a week, if not sooner. I'm open to suggestions. Gods be damned, is there no end to this? Ivor roars in frustration, leaving you standing by the docks. Alette gives you a worried look before chasing after him. Avent, what do we do about Bellower? Avent says nothing for a moment. I don't know. Okay, so right now, you can see in the lower part of the screen, there's no dredge yet. Maybe there's a few dredge here. I think there are. It's just a small group. Here are a few as well, and here. Might be trees, but I think these are all dredge. There's a few here. Oh, these are definitely trees. Okay, so let's talk to Ivor. You found Ivor standing on the city walls overlooking the fields. Dredge are keeping their distance but continue to gather. I'm okay, Rook. Ivor cuts you off before you can say anything. You know he's been through worse. Just feel like someone should cut us a break every now and then. If we want to be standing a month from now on, we're going to have to be prepared. What did you have in mind? First off, our clansmen need a place to stay. They'll get torn to pieces out in the streets. I'll keep an eye on the dredge up here. If they break through the walls, we're done for, so we'll have to keep them back. Could always use a hand with that. We need to know who's controlling what and make sure we get our cut. Food's coming to become scarce. And when they stop building those ships, we're going to have to keep the people away. What a damned mess. I'll do what I can. Ivor explains, I'm leading attacks with Avent every time the dredge get too close to the gates. Listen, we're going to lose fighters and Var every day like this. I don't need to tell you what happens if nobody's manning the walls. We could always use help. You consider what you want to do, knowing that any of these tasks will likely take a full day. Let's see. Put Krumer in charge of leading the warriors. Krumer, you shout, calling around the war leader. This is your expertise. Are you willing? Krumer is more than happy to switch off leading the charge, giving Ivor a break between fights. He spends the rest of the day showing you complex war strategies to reduce losses. Lost some supplies. Morale improved. We lost fighters. We lost Varl. Okay, it's still gonna cost us several points to get 1 day of rationing. Let's talk to Ivor again. Ivor points out the dredge along the wall. There's a lot more of them and they're getting braver, he says. We lost a fair number of fighters since yesterday. We could use your help if there's nobody left to defend the walls. You consider what you want to do now, knowing that any of the tests will likely take a full day. Find a safe place for a caravan to stay. The entire caravan is spread out in the streets where they're attracting attention. We could look for a public house, suggests Alette, like Frostfeller. You figure that if you made a camp in the open, you could at least keep everyone together, or with people leaving the city recently, there might be abandoned houses you could squat in. Gather in the public rest house. Most of the caravan convenes in a large rest house that is nearly empty. The owner tells you people are either afraid to get out of the streets or have already left the city. They've been attacked a number of times for any valuables, but your people are welcome to stay if they wish. Look for abandoned houses instead. With all the people that fled from Boersgard when the dredge arrived, you figure there must be abandoned houses around. Sure enough, a few turn up, which will keep people out of the weather. They express concerns over safety. A house full of women and children is sure to be drawn some attention. Assign leaders in charge of each house. I can't be here all the time, you tell people who have traveled with you through thick and thin. You put the people in charge of keeping watch over each house and arm them with weapons. Hopefully it's enough. Well, the morale's good now, even though we lost more fighters and more Varl. Okay, still need to pay a lot in order to keep rations going. Let's talk to Ivor again. This is bad, says Eyvind, as Ivor points across the battlefield. Aside from the fact that we're up to our necks in dredge, a stone shinger showed up. We've been losing warriors left and right. If we don't deal with it, this wall will come down by the end of the day. One of your clansmen from the caravan finds you. Just want to tell you that things are fine. People left in charge of doing a good job. Even stopped some looters and sent them off with a little warning for anyone else thinking coming after us. Swear I even saw some of them smiling. He departs, leaving you to worry about other things. Got some renown. Morale improved. Dad, there's a riot at the docks. A lad runs up to you out of breath. They're trying to smash up the boats. When you calm her down, she says the ravens are here, but she's worried that things could get out of hand. You consider what you do, knowing that any of these tests will likely take a full day. Let's find a source for supplies. I checked around, Olive tells you, and nobody has food, or they won't part with it for a fair price, and our medicine has been gone for days. They're either gouging the prices, or it's just plain gone. She doesn't say it, but you can tell that it's going to be something serious. It's going to be a serious problem. Track down the ravens and see what they know. Yeah, sure. You find the massive leader of the ravens along the docks. What they're doing, where they're doing their best to keep a growing number of people in check while the boats are being constructed. You question him about food supplies. Should have brought your own, he says. I can't go giving out to every person in Boersgard. I kill every last bastard in this city for some good meat, though this place has been dry for weeks. Normally you'd give him the meat from the meat halls with the Varl in it. I forgot his name, the red guy that looks like Gandalf's brother. We didn't do that now, so scour the streets for anyone selling instead, I guess. Olive joins you as you walk down the street, each in the Boersgard looking for supplies. All you find are empty stalls and outrageous prices, well beyond your means. With little to offer in the first place, this entire city can't be out of food. Olive barks, but you come away empty-handed and more worried than before. That's okay. Lost more fighters and more Varl. Okay, now one round gets me one supply. So I'm just going to spend that one renown. There we go, so we have an extra day's worth of rations. And then let's go to Ivor. This morning, says Ivor, I saw him. Bellower's here. With the number of losses we've taken, I'm sure it won't be long now. Avon leans silently on his staff nearby. Rook, says Altlev, approaching. Someone handed me a note this morning. She shows you a slip of paper marking a back street. Probably from one of those places we visited yesterday. Maybe some misplaced ambush too. I thought I can't imagine what they think we have. I just want to check it out. Let me know. No. Let's investigate the riots. When you get down to the docks, it's a pandemonium. Few work on the ships now as the ravens stand over the bodies of people with a huge crowd roars in anger. Bulwark's axes are covered in blood. What happened? You shout, pushing your way through the riots. What do you think would happen? Responds Bulwark coolly. Didn't take them too long to figure out we're building ships right under their noses. They can't have one. You're gonna lend a hand or just stand around. Leave them fighting to the ravens. You're on your own, buddy. This is your contract, isn't it? You shout to Bulwark. Not a good way to make friends, though, he replies, sidestepping a rock thrown at his head. Despite his gruff nature, you must almost get the sense that he doesn't care either way. You leave torn on how you feel about the whole situation, but you get enough to worry about, as as it is. Best leave them to their job. Okay. Let's see. Ivor, you begin. Can we really keep this up? Ivor looks like he hasn't slept for days. We've lost a lot of fighters, he mumbles. The weight of the situation is crushing. Lost more of all. Then, from far away in the distance, you hear a horn. Dredge don't use horns, so it occurs to you. Avon appears at your side just as a long caravan of people come into view. Dredge turning to attack them. Who is that, you ask? It can't be, says Avon. He runs towards the gate, shouting. You see their banner? It's Hakon. I should wonder how they get the gates open. I should wonder how they got here. The gates are heaved open and you charge onto the field, clearing a path through Dredge. Alright. Nearing endgame now, guys. Well, clearing a path through Dredge, so I can remove Otlev and take a let. Let's go. Let's kill some more Dredge. Quite a few of them. Ready. That one's gonna go down in one shot. I spent one special, but I get one special for the kill, so we're even. Shield wall. He's too far away. Rest. Ganolf. Can Ganolf make it? Yes, he can. Gonna cleave this guy in half. Good night. Krumer. Krumer is decent at armor breaking. Seven. Well, that's pretty strong, actually. Take down 10 of his health. Okay, next up is Rook. I'll just take out the other slinger over there. Actually, let me walk back a bit. Might want to stay out of range of that shield bearer. Taking down the slinger. It's gonna attack Krumer. We got Egil here. I think I can take this guy down now. Right, just 3 more Dredge to go. Ivor's turn. Ivor's also good at smashing defense. Got one shield swinger. I mean one sword slinger. But gonna attack with Ganolf. Gonna punch right through his armor. Okay, Krumer's turn. Pillage mode. Can I probably can't even. Nope. Okay, don't even try. Rest. Rest. The Gil might make it. Nope. Guess I'll get the kill with Ganolf then. There we go. Easy battle. How much renown did we get? 11. I'll take it. Juno. I wasn't sure I'd ever see you again, Avon. She smiles as they embrace. Avon is completely taken aback, as though he doesn't dare believe she's real. I'm sorry, I couldn't make it to Seegerholm. I ran into problems. Problems is putting it lightly. There's a mile-wide canyon, practically splitting the world in two over those hills. Couldn't find a place to cross. Worse, Dredge are practically falling out of it like blood from a wound. They're not coming from the north anymore. They're everywhere. We noticed. Glad to see you made it alive, Ingvar. I take it others didn't. Hakon becomes quiet, then he motions towards Juno. She got across somehow. Found her out cold for a second time since leaving Strand. We need every axe we can get right now. Bellower is here. Gods be damned, I thought I was free of that menace. I will deal with Bellower. Come on, no need to tempt him by standing out here. Hakon's caravan enters the city, fighting off waves of Dredge as they go. To your belief, hundreds of skilled warriors are now safely in Boersgard. Hakon joins with his personal bodyguard, Moger. Behind him, the Prince Ludin and his entourage in tow. though looking less than pleased to be here. I have one last trip to make. I need this one to come with me, she says, pointing to you. I'm sorry, Avin. You must wait for me one last time. Do not let the city fall before I return. It takes everything within Avin's power to hold back, but he does. She turns to you. Rook, come with me. We'll return in 2 days. Maybe less if you're as quick as you look. Tell anyone who needs to know now. Where? Why? Not far, says Juno. She paused and something shifts in her vision. For just a moment, I know it's hard, she says, her voice filling your head, and you've already been through a lot. As she speaks again, the rest of the world melts away, but you're needed. You can't find the words to argue. We're gonna get that stone of silver, at the Godstone of Straws. You don't remember leaving the city, but here you are, walking through unfamiliar ground behind Juno. You're alone, aside from hundreds of dredge who are all facing towards an enormous stone ahead. The hairs on your back of your neck stand up. Yeah, like I said, why would you take the whole damn caravan with you? You're only gone for 2 days. You could probably just take a backpack or something. There it is, Godstone's Troughs. We're at the Godstone of Straw. She glanced nervously around, but the dredge didn't seem to hear her. It's okay, you can speak, softly. Is this where you're going to sacrifice me? Juno smiles. What could have come across as a profound, creepy look? Sinceres? So, that's a hard sentence to read. Juno smiles. What could have come across as profoundly creepy looks sincere instead. There we go. No, the dredge cannot see us. To be more precise, they can see us, but I've convinced them to be unconcerned. I can understand your apprehension, though. Who are you? I wish we had time for a proper introduction. My name is Juno, and I'm on the Mender Council. You've met Avind, my apprentice. How are you doing this thing, controlling minds? I thought Menders built things and healed wounds. You're right, Menders do these things. Some of us still practice the teaching given to the Loom Mother's first creations. We are called Volca. I believe I'm the only one who can influence another's mind. Then why not take control of Bellower? I learned the talent to heal minds, not control them, though even some Volca have trouble believing this. Taking control of Bellower is the difference between convincing a child to sit still and telling a starving bear to stop being hungry. The truth is, we're rarely a match for Sundar anymore. Our advantage is that we can train more Volca. It is also our weakness. The Volca pass on and lose their knowledge, while the Sundar simply grow older and more powerful. Bellower is both immortal and beyond my influence to a point. Then how do we stop him? The gods of secret will play a part, as will you. What are we doing out here? Do you know of the god Stravs? Few know that this stone exists, even among those who have lived their whole lives in Boersgard. While Denglar deals in fortune, Stravs taught men the value of trade in a different way. He showed them it has consequences, two sides of the same coin. See the silver in the stone? The gills up here wear away the stone, but the metal remains. We need a piece of his silver. The god Strav is wrapped by imagery of silver weapons. The myths say he traded these weapons to the gods, and they used them to kill each other. Those who seek out the stone call him the god of trade. The Mender call him the god of secrets. He was both. Why are we surrounded by dredge? They seem to be drawn to the godstone. There are many things we don't know about Stravs. Maybe they see him as a patron, or there's an attraction they cannot explain. Does Strav have something to do with the serpent in Einertoft? What was that thing? I cannot say. Can't? I've had my suspicions, but until I've had the time at the Mender's libraries, it would be unwise to speculate. For all our knowledge, it always seems as though we have no little. Imagine how the rest of us feel. On the contrary, the less people know, the more certain they tend to be. Why did you pick me? Why didn't you take Awind or Hakon? You don't even know me. I apologize for putting you in danger. Awind must keep Boersgard from falling while we are away, and if something goes wrong, I need to be certain one of us makes it back alive. I saw the thoughts of each person when I arrived in Boersgard. You were the only one I knew would return. What do you mean? You would find your way back to Alet no matter what. Let's go what we need and go. Indeed, you need to dislodge at least a fistful of the metal. We will forge it into our arrow and slay Bellower. Wait, after everything you've told me, make a magic arrow to shoot Bellower? That's all it takes? Why didn't you do that a long time ago? Juno gets far away in her look in her eyes. No, that's not all it takes. What I tell you now must but not be repeated. The arrow will not kill Bellower. Even were it to strike his heart, he has no physical weakness. But it will sow doubt in his mind. When it pierces him, I will help him to believe that he is dying. The rest of you will convince him of that with sword and axe. Everyone who fights at your side must believe it to be true. You're going to trick him into thinking he's dead? That's the most insane. He really can't be killed? No, someday he will awaken and realize he's not dead. I imagine he will be quite upset. First, we make the arrow. Focus on the task at hand. She looks knowingly at the godstone, waiting for you to start climbing. Rook, I'm not certain how the dredge will react when you do this, and behind us is a sudden drop, so be careful. Alright. Approaching the back of the stone, you start to climb, looking for a loose piece of silver vein. Even without looking out onto the dredge, you can feel each sinister face watching you closely, held back only by Juno's influence. Panic races through your blood. Try to quickly wrench out the nearest chunk. No? Climb higher where it may be easier to remove. That one. As you climb, you can't help but notice a stony mass of dredge lined up before the godstone, like worshippers before an idol. Just a glimpse nearly immobilizes you. Your hand rests on a piece of silver that comes away easily. The dredge do not react. Look for another piece. While you are here, you glance quickly around to see if there's any more low-hanging fruit. You're able to pry away another, a smaller piece of silver ore before your nerves give out. You nimbly descend to where Juno is waiting. Well done, she says, as you walk back through the dredge. Their heads turn in unison to follow. The dread that lingers and is shaking your hands does not subside for hours. Strath's whetstone. You approach the gate of Boersgard again, relieved that they're still standing. It looks like they took a beating while you were gone. A lad rushes to your side and throws her arms around you, once you've crept through the gates. Juno smiles at the reunion and tells you, take this time with your daughter. Find the smith who can fashion an arrow from that silver. I have other things to which I must attend, but meet me on the walls when you're done. Alright, let's go. Market, heroes, crafters, there we go. It takes a while, but you finally find someone willing to craft an arrow for you. He eyes you suspiciously when you show him the silver, but shakes his head and gets started. A lad watches, the smith's fire reflecting in her distant stare. One of us is going to have to shoot that. I talked with Eyvind a long time while you were gone. He told me a lot about Juno. Is she really as powerful as she said? It certainly seems that way. That might be the most luck we've had so far. Dad, I think I know what's going to happen now. An arrow? She's going to make you shoot Bellower, isn't she? I don't know for sure. Come on, who else is going to do it? Ivor? Aled, I know where this is going. You're afraid of me dying. This isn't like before. We can't run this time. That's not what I... Let me do it. What? Why not? Because you think I'll get hurt? What do you do when Bellower comes straight for the person holding the only thing that can destroy him? Let me speak. Everything's changed. Skogar feels so long ago. I'm not asking because I'm afraid of losing you. I'm not afraid of anything anymore. Let me do it because you know I'm a better shot. I have a better chance of puncturing his armor. We only have one shot. I'm not a child anymore. I'm not just some girl. I'm your daughter. I can do this. For once, let me decide what happens to me. I know you can do it. Take the arrow. I'm sorry, Aled. No. She stares into a firelight. You wait for the tears to come to her eyes, but they never do. Just promise. Promise we'll be together. You sit by her side silently until the smith finishes his work. Okay, we got market, heroes. One final check at the heroes. There's a lot of units now. So we can't remove... Oh, well, we can remove them for now, but during the final fight I know for a fact we have to get these guys, so... These two will be in the final fight. I think I'll take Egil. Ivar. Krumer. Ganolf. Maybe I want... tough call here. I definitely want Hakon. How's Egil versus Hakon? Okay, Egil has a lot of armor, but that's about it. And then what else do we have? We have Chris. Chris is pretty good at breaking shields. 6. Moger, 6. 6. Where's Egil again? He's 4, so he's definitely worse. Then let's give the proper items to everyone. 20% crit chance. Give him that, I suppose. 3 strength, that's pretty good. Who do we give the 3 strength to? Maybe to Ganolf. Break, that's very important. Never deflected. Two strength. Crit chance. Okay, let's see. The 2 strength one. Give it to Krumer. Let's brace her. Okay, that seems to be good for now. Let's talk to Juno. Alright, there he is. Juno is in the middle of an animated debate as you approach, the arrow in your hand. There is little time left. Bellower knows we're here. Whether he's waiting for more of his forces to arrive or simply wants to starve us out first, I cannot tell. But he will not expect a direct attack. Is this a joke? How are we going to do that? I will take a handful of warriors to face him. I can keep a small group hidden from sight. The rest of you will lead the charge from here. Whitlock, Bellower will send his armies away from himself to meet you. What about the ravens? They must protest? They will not. I've arranged a test for them. Even if you make it to Bellower, what chance is there to defeating him? We saw what happened at Einartoft. That thing can't be killed. Juno shows them the arrow you had forged from your godstone silver. This will make him bleed like the rest of us. Once he is pierced, he will be vulnerable. She looks you in the eye. We only have one. Do not miss. And bring only those you absolutely need. It will take all my concentration to keep the other Dredge from swallowing us all up. I cannot join you in battle. If we kill Bellower, then what? The Dredge would just wander away? That is my belief, yes. I can't say for certain. This is a doomed plan. Help us out here until the ships are finished. And then what? Bellower will hound us every step all the way to Eberron, where I'm certain more Sundar await. Now is the time to speak to the loved ones in the memory of any god that pleases you. Rest. In the morning, we slay a Sundar. Alright guys, well, gonna end the video here. And then we'll continue our, the next video, killing Bellower. So I'll end the video here and I'll see you in the next. Thank you guys for watching. This is Daryl from Final Fantasy Fan. If you liked my video, please leave it a like. If you're new to the channel and you'd like to help out, please consider subscribing yourself to it. Also, if you hit the notification bell, you'll be updated more as I play more of the Banner Saga. Also, if you have any tips, comments or suggestions, leave them down below and I'll try to reply to you as soon as I can. This is Daryl from Final Fantasy Fan, and I thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next.